All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, Nigeria Watch family. We're back here again today. Our second video for today, 24th of June 2022. Meanwhile, I want every one of you to know that today is our debate, 6 p.m. Nigeria time. Please endeavor to join us and let's talk about the things that's affecting us in Nigeria. But at the moment, we're going to be having our brother that's going to take us through on this particular broadcast, Mr. Stephen Ramato. He's going to talk about the southern and northern political devices, and all that. So he's going to analyze it in his own way. So he's going to be talking about Peter Obi, talking about Atiku, talking about Tinubu, and other presidential candidates. Please help us to share. Let others know that we are here. Appreciate every one of you right there. I can see we don't have enough people right now watching us, but in the next 5-10 minutes, we'll have more. Please help us to share, to give awareness to others. Let's listen to our brother, Mr. Stephen Eremato. God bless you all. Thank you very much for joining us.
Sorry guys, I had a break in transmission there as a result of someone who actually called me in. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to deal on politics today, and I'm going to take my time to make some very analytical, analysis of these three top candidates: Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. And first, let me say, people will be saying this election is between the North and the South. I'm not an advocate of the North and the South. I'm an advocate of competency. Despite I want equity, justice, fairness, federal character as it is in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I also believe in competency. If even the presidency is coming to the South, it must go to a very competent, individuals, not on a regional or ethnical basis, like some quarters are trying to portray. Number two, I am not also so much an advocate of religion politics. Okay, but one thing I will not accept, because of the same equity, justice, fairness, and the federal character also, is for every political party to put the two major political, to put the two major religion into bearing while they are putting up their plans for a running mate. Because that will also help. Because a Christian ticket is not good for Nigeria. So a Muslim ticket is not good for this Nigeria. Somebody is actually they're just giving me hell of headache this one, disturbing my broadcast. So now are we choosing Peter Obi because he's a Southerner? Or am I behind Atiku? Bola Tinubu because he's a Southerner? Or am I behind Atiku Abubakar because he's a Northerner? The one thing we need to actually look at today is who among these three are more competent to take us away from the woods. Do not forget, when Muhammadu Buhari came to power in 2015, the actual value of a dollar was about 150 to 180. As of today, the actual value of a dollar is about 605 to 610 naira. When Buhari came to power, the actual price of PMS, also known as fuel, was 87 naira per liter. Whereas the actual price today is 175 naira per liter as at yesterday. When Buhari came to power in 2015, the actual price of a bag of rice was around 15 to 18,000 naira. As of today, the actual price of a bag of rice, not foreign Nigerian made, it's about 29 to 32,000 naira per bag. You can continue naming all the rate of inflation in the last 6 years plus of Buhari's administration. Is it not or not? At the time he came to power in 2015, we only have one insurgency called the Boko Haram. Today in Nigeria, we have the Boko Haram, we have the ISWAP, we have the Fulani militia, we have the unknown gunmen. Is it not enough? When it came to power in 2015, Nigeria had a very robust service. But as of today, Nigeria is in debt that every Nigerian is owing close to 200,000 naira as debt on each Nigerian's head as a result of the mismanagement of Buhari's administration. Is it not or not? And I must say with all fact here that the North has actually fed the bond of Buhari misrule than even the southern Nigeria. They are dying in droves. Before Buhari came to power, the only place where there was insurgency was in Borno and some part of Yobe. But today, the entire northern state is engulfed in anarchy and insurgency. Buhari is a northerner, a core Muslim, a fundamentalist for that matter. That did not change the fact that the North are suffering under his government. So it is not about the North right now. My Northern brothers, listen to me, guys. Buhari being part of it have not helped issues. Have not solved the problem of the North. In 2007, the best president that ever ruled Nigeria in the Fourth Republic, he so rest in perfect peace, Musa Yar'Adua. When Yar'Adua came into power, he made insurgency in the South. He took the bull by the horn. First, he relocated his vice president then, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, back to the South to go and speak to his people, to know what their grievances were. He was a northerner, but he had the interest of Nigerians at heart, irrespective of which part they are coming from. Because Jonathan spent about 3 weeks in the creek with his brothers. He spoke with them. They opened their heart to him. Goodluck came back to Yar'Adua and explained everything to him. The Niger Data Ministry was set up. The amnesty program was set up. The NDDC was set up. That brought peace and normalcy to the South. In the same vein, a certain Nigerian under the leadership of Olusegun Obasanjo, went to Udi and wiped out the entire community. Obasanjo was in southern Nigeria. Yar'Adua was a northerner. But he had the interest of Nigerians at heart, irrespective of religion, region, tribe, or whatsoever. He was a Fulani man to the core. But he believed in one Nigeria. He believed in equity, fairness, justice. So it is not about the north or the south. Why are we all clamoring today that we want power to return to the south? Because Buhari failed. He woefully failed. I'm very sure many of us would have voted for Yar'Adua 4 times if he had contested 4 times. The reason was he actually had the interest of a Nigeria at heart. Yar'Adua was the Nigerian president that reduced the fuel price from where it was to a lower price. It wasn't northerner. Yar'Adua was his only president also who actually gave more southerner cabinet position in his government. It was not after the north. It was after a better Nigeria. Do not forget, it was also in Yar'Adua's government 2010 that Boko Haram started. Yar'Adua went there with a force, a very strong force, to eradicate insurgency from the north. He never, treated them with a kid glove. He used an iron fist on them. Yar'Adua was a core Muslim. But this was a man that believed in Nigeria. So, guys, you understand, this whole battle, it is not about the north versus the south. It is not about the Christians versus the Muslims. Do not forget, in 1993, Chief MK Abiola had a Muslim running mate. Nigerians never thought of that when they elected him. Nobody cared if Abiola was a Muslim or his running mate was a Muslim. Do you know why? Because then nobody was using religion as a tool for electionary campaign. Let me shock you guys. Religion as a tool for electionary campaign actually started in 2011 by the president of today, General Muhammadu Buhari. He brought religion. He brought ethnicity into play in order to be able to cajole the North for voting him. He got deeper in 2015 when the Chibo guest issue came into play. We all know that. They used that as a weapon. That was where religion became a factor in Nigerian modern day politics. But the 2023, we are trying to re-strategize, educate the people that religion had nothing to do with poverty. If you are a Muslim from the north, you buy from the same market with a Christian from the south. If you are a Muslim from the north, you get the same epileptic power supply as a Christian in the south. If you are a Muslim in the north, your level of poverty is not different from that of a Christian in the south. Do not allow them to use religion and ethnicity to becloud your sense of reasoning. Every one of them today, their children studies abroad. They leave our children at home, refusing them to return back to school. Association strike. Millions will be shared at PDP and APC primaries. When they want to steal us, they put religion aside. When they want to steal us, they put ethnicity aside. But when they want to use us for their evil deeds, they bring in religion and ethnicity into play. Knowing fully well that many of us have been blindfolded as a result of religion. One of the greatest problems in Nigeria today is religion. One thing that have not made us to actually develop is religion. We are being encircled, we are being engulfed with these fundamentalist, fanatical teachings from most of our clergies on both divides. Yaradua fought Boko Haram from the onset. But Baba never ever talked about Boko Haram. Kaduna have become a carnage. Every day people are being killed. It is no more news. They are making some of my Muslim brothers in Kaduna State to feel that they are on top. They are playing with your mindset. This is not about the South and the North. This is not about the Christians and the Muslims. This is about our nation. This is about your identity. This is about your future. What are your plans for your tomorrow? They have continually put up a plan that their children will come and rule us. Go to Jigawa State today. The three Lamidos, one is a governor, one is going for House of Rep, the father is going for Senate. One family trying to occupy 3 positions in the state, the same state. So they have decided to perpetually make you to be their slave. So don't be baboozed, don't be carried away by their plans. It's a criminal setup to use religion and ethnicity to sell their evil agenda against the collective destiny of others. What will the youth from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west should be talking about should be competency. How competent is the man we are voting in to take us away from the valley of poverty to the hills of wealth? What we should be clamoring for, who is that man that has the charisma to make Nigeria great again? Between 2010 and 2015, don't forget, a Satana took Nigeria to become the fastest growing economy in the world and the 10th best destination for investment. As of 2022, I can tell you Nigeria is nowhere around the 10th in Africa, not talk of the world. We have now become the capital of poverty in the world. We have become one of the highest debtors in Africa. This is Northerner sitting there. The loan he had borrowed will be on the head, not just only him, will be on the head of every Nigerian. So this is not about the North. versus the South. This election is all about competency. Who is qualified for the job? Now, let's look at from alphabetical order. The first one is A. Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri of Adamawa. In 1998, Atiku Abubakar won the primary to become the governor, contest as a governorship candidate of Adamawa State. After His Excellency Chief Olusegun Arewa Obasanjo won the primaries of the People Democratic Party, was looking for a running mate from the north, and Atiku Abubakar was nominated to become his running mate. And they went into the electionary ring in 1999, and they won the election and became the first president and vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Between 1999 to 2003, there was a lot of internal fight between Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. You can bear with me, guys, that Olusegun Obasanjo in his book wrote a lot of very, very unpleasant things about the person of Waziri of Adamawa. During that time, both of them, they did wonderfully well anyways. They were able to reduce our debt. They were able to do a lot. But the issue was, Atiku Abubakar has something that Obasanjo said about him. I'm going to read it to you right now to see if this man is actually the kind of man that we needed as a president in a time like this. Somebody told me Atiku Abubakar has so very many companies, and I just asked a question. This guy was a custom officer. Where did they actually make the money to start off? We need to think of that. Obasanjo said Atiku has the propensity to corruption. You know, he was the chairman of the privatization. And based on what Obasanjo said, he actually sold all the companies. He not sold, he dashed all the companies to his cronies. During the 2019 general election, don't forget, he was asked a question by an interviewer. And he said, why will I not enrich my friends? I'm going to enrich my friends. Is that the kind of a man you want as your president? He has the propensity to corruption. But he also said Atiku Abubakar has the tendency to disloyalty. He's quick to be disloyal to his superior. We all know what happened in 2003, where Atiku was ready to overthrow Obasanjo during the presidential election, primary election of the PDP. We all know what happened. How Obasanjo had to go on his knee to beg him with the help of the then Delta State Governor, James Ibori. But she also said that Atiku Abubakar has the inability to say the truth. So I don't know anybody who cannot tell the truth. So whatever he says must be questioned. So he has the inability to tell you the truth. He has the propensity for poor judgment, according to Olusegun Obasanjo, his former boss. Obasanjo said Atiku Abubakar is very diabolical. So he believes and has reliance on marabouts, malams, voodoos. Obasanjo also said that Atiku has lack of transparency. So if you believe that is the man you want, even from our brother from the north, a man who will not be able to take you to the next level, bros, you need to ask questions. Obasanjo said that Atiku Abubakar has trust in his money to buy his way. No wonder he was able to buy his way in 2019 and he bought his way in 2023. Any man that uses money to buy his way should be scared of, because when it comes in, you want to collect all the money he has spent. Obasanjo also said that Atiku had the readiness to sacrifice morality to get power. I'm not the one that's talking. Obasanjo is the one that's talking. He also said he has the readiness to sacrifice integrity just to get what he wants. So he has this ability of shortcut. He also said he has the readiness to sacrifice truth and property. So he has the ability to sacrifice national interest for his selfish interest. So this, all I've just had to mention, you can get it from my wash. A book written by Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, why Atiku was a vice president. And I want to ask some questions here, guys. Since Atiku left power, what has he actually done to better the lot of the Nigerian people? You have all the monies in the world. But what have you done to actually change the narratives of an average Nigerian? That is an Atiku Abubakar of the North. Did I reject him because he's not an other? I said no. I'm rejecting Atiku Abubakar because he is not competent. Based on the fact and figures that have been revealed by his former boss, shows Atiku does not have what it takes to make Nigeria great in the 21st century. And truly, Atiku does not have the balls to stop the insurgency in the north. Do not forget Deborah Samuel, the girl that was mobbed in Sokoto State at Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto. Do not forget, immediately after that incident, Atiku Abubakar, came up with a post, a tweet, and he got a backlash from some fundamentalists from the north, threatening him that they were not going to vote him into power for what he said. And he quickly deleted that post and came out to make some blatant, deceptive explanation that he never authorized that post. Let's assume he did not actually authorize that post. But the post is actually stating the obvious over the gruesome murder of an innocent girl, or because of political correction. I mean, of religion's coloration. That will tell you the character of the kind of leader he will be. He is a core fundamentalist. He's scared to actually tell the guys there that they are doing the wrong thing, just like Muhammadu Buhari is doing. Now let's look at B. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Lagos State, the richest landlord in Lagos. Jagaban is perceived to be corrupt. Jagaban actually bought half of Lagos State to become his entire empire. Jagaban is not a Democrat. Jagaban is a dictator. You guys don't forget what happened in 2019. No, in 2019, yes, in 2019. Where the governor then, Governor Ambode of Lagos State, was not in the good book of Jagaban. He forcefully sent Ambode away from the government house in Lagos. You don't forget how he had actually done a lot of shady businesses that is actually affecting the growth of Lagos State today. Are you going to forget the 2010-20? No, 2010-20, sorry guys. 20th of October 2020. In the eve of that beautiful day, at the Lekki Tollgate in Lagos Highland, where innocent youth were murdered. Are you going to forget the blood of those heroes that fell because of what we are about to embark upon? Will I say because he's starting now, I'm going to support him, forgetting what he did to our people in Lagos with the help of his tool called Governor Shawulu of Lagos State. The body of our fallen heroes, many of them till today, hasn't been found. The Emababa kangaroo panel that was set up by the federal government and each of the states, they are still writing their report today, which I'm not very sure the report will be written even before the expiration of this administration. Even when Tinubu came back from wherever he went to, the televised interview that he did then actually sparked up more anger in the mind of the people. Not just about what he has stolen from the collective wealth of Lagosians, he has actually put many Lagosians in perpetual bondage. The most worst part of it is in 2015, Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually connived with General Muhammadu Buhari and sold an expired product to us that has put us in the mess we are today as a nation. How will a man who was unable to actually foresaw who Buhari was, because he wanted to be in power at all costs, decided to join hand with a force that he knows will drag us back 100 years behind. And the worst part of it is this: Bat has the mentality that it is my turn to be president. In one of the interviews that he said, we are going to employ 50 million Nigerians to become soldiers into the military. What would they eat? Gari, cassava in the morning, yam in the afternoon. They're all grown in Nigeria. So he's telling you guys that you are worthless. Is that the kind of man you want to put the Nigeria of the 21st century in a very dicey time like this in his hands? A man who actually supported a tyrant in government today to do and undo all because he needed power. Somebody told me, said, do you know that Bola Tinubu actually made Lagos who Lagos is today? Who told you guys? If you take away all the federal parastatals in Lagos, all the federal parastatals, all the headquarters of all the companies in Nigeria from Lagos, Lagos will crumble. Yeah, Lagos will crumble. Do not forget, Lagos was one time the federal capital of Nigeria. So today, Lagos is the commercial capital of Nigeria. So when their IGRO is very high, about 80 billion naira per month, is a show of the massive infrastructural development that was installed there by the federal government before the headquarters was moved from Lagos to Abuja. So any governor in Lagos that could not perform should be dragged to the bar beach for a firing squad. Because they have all the capacity to perform. Because the government of Lagos is being run by two people: the state government and partially the federal government, which most of the time contribute to the running of that state based on the infrastructure or the companies that the federal government has in Lagos, because it was once the headquarters of this nation. Well, let us say because of Bola Tinubu is a Satana, then I will have to support him and dish competency or qualification. The worst part of it is this: Bola Tinubu hurt his wealth. I'm not trying to mock his head, but Bola Tinubu head is something we need to talk about. You see, when he could not even hold a flag as a flag bearer for 5 minutes. When he was reading the speech, the acceptance speech, when he won the presidential primaries, he was shaking. That tells you he is not physically, mentally, socially fit to run a complex nation like Nigeria in this 21st century. So for me, Ahmed Bola Tinubu is not the answer. And the third guy is Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, the man that did the magic in Anambra. In 2010, 2011, The World Bank said Anambra was the only state in Nigeria that had no debt. Before Peter Obi came to Anambra State, the boy child in Anambra never went to school. They were all going to apprenticeship. He came with a mindset of orientation on the people, why school is very, very paramount for the boy child. Today, Anambra State, in every West African Examination Council exam, has the best result in the whole federation, courtesy of Peter Obi. When Peter Obi came, he reduces the flamboyant, exorbitant budgets to the barest minimum that led to his impeachment 6 months after he was sworn in as the governor of Anambra State. During this time, Peter Obi reduces his security vote to about 1.5 billion naira from the one that he was giving, to be able to use what is left of it to fix schools, hospitals, and other amenities within Anambra State. Peter Obi is the only governor that I've heard invested the state money in a company. And yesterday there was some news flying around that the investment invested in Euro BS, which is $12 million. At the time of the investment, is now worth $5 million as at today. And a lot of Mambaba Obelaka accountants on social media began to mock His Excellency Peter Obi. Then I decided to make a clarification. At the time that investment was embarked upon, $1 was 150 naira. That shows Peter Obi invested 1.8 billion naira as at the time that transaction was made. As of today, $1 is 605 naira. $5 million amount to 3.025 billion naira. Peter Obi is a man that saw tomorrow. When he was leaving the government, he left with all the salaries being paid to the time he left the office. About 48 billion naira to his predecessor, Willie Obiano. So when somebody says Peter Obi destroyed the investment, no, the crash in the value of naira actually made their business to fail. Do not forget that the profits of euros are in naira, not in dollars. So actually the profit has actually appreciated from 1.8 billion to 3.025 billion naira. So that was a good business deal. Peter Obi is the only governor that tell you go and do verification. He's not afraid to tell you go and verify. That shows its level of transparency, accountability. Peter Obi was the governor that lived and never drove a bulletproof car. Peter Obi was the only governor that reduces his convoy to 5. Peter Obi was the only governor that refuses to bid a presidential lodge in Oka for no reason. Peter Obi tomorrow still goes around secondary schools all over the federation, giving them the kind of support that they needed for a better future for our children. So are you going to tell me that I will dish such a man because he's from the east to a Tinubu who is from the west, or to an Atiku Abubakar who is from the north? This is not about north versus south. This is about competency. The youth from the north down to the south are rallying around Obi, not because he is a southerner. It is because we believe among these three, he is the best bet for a better Nigeria. So I want to encourage my brothers in the north. Pika the youth. This is the youth movement. The obedient movement. Even my governor, Obaseki, is already aware that the youth does not want the APC and the PDP. The youth are now obediently obedient. He said there are 3 political parties now in Nigeria. Go listen to him. He said 1 is PDP. 2 is APC. Say number 3 is the obedient. So he's telling you that Obi is not about Labour Party. Obi is already a political party of its own. It is called the Obedient Movement, championed by the youth. And somebody is saying very soon they're going to be disobedient, and very soon the movement is going to be obituary. Okay, let me shock you. Go listen. In France, before Emmanuel won, it was a social media. Go ask the American election. Won by Donald Trump. Won by Joe Biden. They were all on the social media. Go ask the Edo people how Obaseki won. Sometimes I wonder when Obaseki people talk that Obi's supporters are just social media noisemakers. And I laughed. You guys forgot that your principal today won as a result of the voice on social media. You guys forgot how many times Obaseki actually came and had interviews with the diasporas. You guys forgot how many times he was on a Zoom meeting for hours, himself and his deputy, talking to the people via the Zoom meeting in diaspora. When I hear some of you speak today that we are just noisemakers in the social media space, you guys forgot what social media did for Obaseki. Go shock some of them like fame. Nobody ever believed Obaseki can be able to atone Oshobole and Iseyamu with Captain Osa combined, even with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You guys forgot what social media did to Ahmed Balatumbu in Edo State. You guys forgot what Edunobi Lagos slogan that arose from social media did to the political career of Bala Tinubu in Edo State. You guys forgot how the Tobanians came into existence. It was the power of the social media. You guys forgot how Abatobase shouted for close to 3 years, selling the candidacy of Obaseki. That actually ignited the youth and the diaspora to start seeing towards what Obaseki is doing. In just 2 years, you are forgetting how you guys came into power. But thank God, His Excellency Governor Obaseki has not forgotten, because he has begun to see that the same trend that followed him, the Obaseki movement, the Toba movement, that brought Obaseki to power is already gathering momentum. The cloud is gathering. Obaseki understood that what is about to befell the political space in 2023 is a tsunami. It's a political tsunami. The likes of Oshowore have been talking about political revolution. Now, the obedient movement is a political revolution that is going to sweep around every nook and cranny of the state. You guys forgot that if not because of the resilience of the youth, Obaseki would have been rigged out of that election. You guys forgot that many of our people, many of our youth, after voting, they stood behind to make sure that their vote actually counted. You guys forgot that even during the process, we will talk about, what do we call it, uploading into the NEC portal. But you guys forgot that people stood behind to make sure that every vote that was recorded is still the same vote that was sent to the ANEC. You guys forgot that we that were in diaspora, myself, Comrade Odiaki, Loretta, what's the name of this guy? Paitro, Comrade Newton, Nosa Obaseki, and many of us who were on a live show with Elvis Edigin of Nigeria. We were on a live show for over 24 hours, giving you details of the result that was coming in as a snap they sent to us. You are saying social media is a waste. Oh God, if no Baba Nairo, you guys don't understand. You think it is those days, that's gone beyond. Many of the youth are getting tired. They are telling you guys in 2023 you will not see us as your talks. Let me tell you something. In 2020, during Obaseki election, listen guys, talks came out, and the youth stood their ground. How many people can you kill? I remember in one of the police units, somebody wanted to come and snatch ballot box with gun. They chased the guy. The youth that were on Goa voted, chased the guy. They caught the guy. You can never play with the resilience of the youth, guys. How many of them can you kill? They are tired. Many of us are tired of life. We are tired of that we don't have a home. I came from abroad. I nearly ran back a few months back. I nearly ran back, guys. Why? I started a poultry farm here in Nigeria, a very big one that most of you know. I started buying feed at the cost of 3,000 plus. Today, feed are now sold for 6,000 plus. How can I be able to manage to get my profit away from my investment? And you think I will sit down and watch one guy again coming in to put us in perpetual poverty? We need a prudent leader to lead us out of the woods. We don't need a Father Christmas anymore in the Nigerian setting. We need a man that will be able to use the resources of Nigeria for the betterment of Nigerian people. And that is what the obedient movement is standing for. Let me correct you guys. The obedient movement does not believe in Labour Party. Because the Nigerian Constitution does not give room for independent candidate. So that is why the obedient movement is just using the Labour Party's structure to sell their identity. Just the way we use the PDP in Edo to sell Obaseki. PDP did not make Obaseki to win. APC did not make Obaseki to win. The Toba movement, which are the Edolites, gave Obaseki their vote. It wasn't structured because Obaseki came in few days to election. So there was no way Obaseki would be able to be acclimatized with the structure. But the people have made up their mind. They were already ready to go with him to any political party and still win the election. The obedient movement is unstoppable. Do you know how many concerts that have been aired free of charge? Have you ever seen the east of Nigeria that during the election like this, there is a massive outflow of PVC collection or registration? The youth are massively pulling out to support their future. I can't mortgage my future for anyone. I've lived overseas for years. I can tell you categorically clear, there's no place like home. Till tomorrow, no matter who you are, no matter how rich you are, in the Western world, you are still being regarded as not part of them. Believe it or not, guys. There is this tendency of inequality when you are not within the circumference of your home. I've been asked questions even while I was overseas. What are you doing here? Nigeria is a wealthy country. Why not return back home? They say we joke, but sometimes it gets to me that I know the country I'm coming from. Which country in Europe is better than Nigeria in terms of mineral resources? Go all over the world. The best of the best are Nigerians. But bad leadership has made all of us to become slaves in under man's land. We are saying enough is enough. That is the reason of the obedient movement. They say we don't have structures. Let me tell you guys, structures are people who are working in the grassroots to mobilize people for an election. Structures don't vote because in every structure you have maybe 27 in the world. That 27 uses people. Today, every household in Nigeria is the obedient structure. You cannot go to anywhere, every household in Nigeria, that you don't get one obedient guy. We are not supposed to be because it is the turn of the Igbos. No, I don't believe in that. But we are supposed to be because he is the best among the contestants as of today, based on previous achievements, facts, and figures on ground. So if you feel you want a better Nigeria, be obedient. If you feel you want to have a Nigeria of your future, be obedient. If you feel you want a Nigeria where your children will be proud of what you did, be obedient. The fact remains Nigeria cannot remain the same. We, the youth, have decided to take our destinies into our hand. I will not allow a man of 70 something, 80 years old to mortgage my future for a short live on earth anymore. I have years ahead of me. My children have years ahead of them. I want to have a Nigeria whereby the son of a nobody can grow up to become somebody. I want to have a Nigeria whereby you don't have to do what you need to do, but I know you. I want to have a Nigeria whereby we are free as a freeborn, not living within the circumstances of Nigeria. We are still being seen as a second-class citizen in the nation that we all belong to. I want to have a Nigeria whereby the north and the south will remain brotherly the way we were in the olden days. I want to remain in Nigeria whereby a Muslim can marry a Christian can marry a Muslim without no issues, the way it was in the olden days. I want to remain in Nigeria whereby the youth are no more going to rituals just to make weight quickly. And the only solution to this is voting Peter Obi for presidency come 2023. Don't miss out. Don't sell your vote for whatsoever price, because if you sell your vote, you sell your future for 4 to 8 years. Thank you, guys. I need to run back to work right now. I appreciate you all. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, my people. We've round up right here. Help us to share and like, and please endeavor to join us by 6 p.m. as we'll have a debate tonight. I appreciate every one of you. Take care, and God bless every one of you for what you're doing for us. Help us to share and like this. Peter will be all the way. That's what we stand for. Nothing, absolutely nothing can change that. Bye for now, everyone.